Good day, guys. Once again, today we're going to be looking at the question, continue looking at the question from before, which is question 18, which is this one here. And as I said, today we're going to be working it on Word so that for those of you that will be putting your work for uploading, because remember I said that tomorrow or so I'm going to be putting in forms as well as a one like this that you would have to do with addition or subtraction, a multiplication and a multiplication, scalar multiplication, matrix multiplication. So I guess you can do it in Word now that I will be showing you how to do it in Word. So let's start. So again, we are given, and we have to write out the whole thing again as we normally do. So A, matrix A equals, see the matrix value there. And so we are looking at a 2 by 2, and I forgot to put the brackets, my goodness. So, all right, so brackets, and then you go to matrix 2 by 2. Oh, wrong place. All right, so, okay, so that's the matrix. So the first one says that is 3, 4, -2, and 1. Okay. Then we look at, I put a comma, B, capital B, sorry, equals, again, bracket, and then put the matrix, another 2 by 2 matrix. So that's going to be -5, 0, 3, 2. And then the last one, C, equals sorry, equals -2, 3, 6, 7. So those are what we're using. Those are what we're using. And the question for C says B squared AC. So we're looking at B squared. Oh, shucks, I stopped sharing. Sorry about that. All right, B squared B squared AC. And so that is what we're going to be solving. All right, so we start equals. What I'll do is I'm going to be copying these so I don't have to write them out. So B again, then A, then C. So that is your setup. We don't have to go as what we did yesterday where we have to find out what the result will be, because we already know that the result is going to be a 2 by 2 matrix. So we're just going to go into the calculation itself. So let me start with a bracket. Then we put the matrix. So this first one is going to be for B squared. And so we'll see, all right, -5 times -5 plus 0 times 3. That will be my first element. So -5 times -5, 0 times 3. Then for the second one, we'll see -5 times 0 plus 0 times 2. All right, so that's the second column, first row and second column. Then the next one, we'll begin with the 3 times -5 plus 2 times 3, and that's going to be the third element. And then we're going to do the same again, 3 times 0 plus 2 times 2. And that will give us b squared. Then we're going to look at, now we're going to look at the next one. And so in the next one, we put a bracket, and then we're going to do the matrix. And so this one is going to be A times C. So A is 3, and we're going to times it by the negative 2 plus 4 times 6, and that would be our first element. Then we're going to do the same again. Now 3 times 3 this time plus 4 times 7. Remember, those numbers are going to repeat themselves, these numbers at the tail. So for the next one, we're going to deal with this row, the negative 2 and the 1. So we're saying negative 2 times negative 2 plus 1 times 6. Then for the last one, we're going to say negative 2 times 3 plus 1 times 7. And so that will give us the values there. Let me just move you guys a little bit above so that we can see. So we have done the second step of the multiplication. Now for the next step, we're going to need to do the product now. So again, put my bracket. Inside my bracket now, okay. We put you there for a minute. I put my matrix. So let's find out what the values will be here, right? See what my values will be here. Okay, oh goodness. I'm trying to put you somewhere where you're not gonna. All right, okay. So we say negative 5 times negative 5, that's obviously positive 25, because negative times a negative is a positive 25, plus 0 times any number, in this case 0 times 3 is 0. Then we go again, negative 5 times 0, well that is 0, plus 0 times 2, again that's another 0. Then we have 3 times negative 5, that's negative 15, plus 2 times 3, which is 6. Then the next one, 3 times 0 is obviously 0, plus 2 times 2 is 4. So we've done the b squared so far. So let's go for the C now. So now, bracket, and the last matrix, and the matrix here. This is the last one for this row. So we start.
Yeah, the ones shouldn't be negative 0, or
no, remember that 0, you cannot be negative.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good. All right. So 3 times negative 2, that's gonna be negative 6, right? Plus 4 times 6, that's 24. Okay. Then 3 times 3, that's 9, plus 4 times 7, that's 28. Then we move on to the next one. Negative 2 and negative 2, obviously that's a positive 4, plus 1 times 6, that's obviously 6. The next one, negative 2 times 3, that's negative 6, plus 1 times 7, that's just going to be 7. Okay, so we're almost on their way to just having 2 matrices. So let's look at this step. All right, so 25 plus 0 is simply 25. 0 plus 0 is just 0. 6 minus 15, that's going to be negative 9. And 0 plus 4, that's simply 4. So that is the answer for b squared. Note, we will need this for our next question. So we just leave it there. And then we put a bracket again and the matrix, the 2 by 2. And so here we go. 24 minus 6, that should be 18, I believe. 28 plus 9, that's going to be 37. So these numbers are going to be big, apparently. 4 plus 6, that's 10. And 7 minus 6, that's simply 1. So maybe there will be a balance at the end. All right, so now we go again. Another matrix multiplication. All right, so hopefully with this one, I think you only have about 2 more steps. All right, so let's try to follow. 25 times 18, so that's the first piece. 25 times 18, so that's gonna be a lot. Plus 0 times 10. That's the first element answer. Then the next one is 25 times 37. Wow. Plus 0 times 1. So we'll definitely get some big numbers. Next one will be negative 9 times 18 plus 4 times 10. Then the last one here is going to be negative 9 times 37. Wow. Plus 4 times 1. Okay, so now, so we go into the last 2 steps. So let me get the bracket. Now this is the thing with Word, Word cannot calculate that for you. So you need to do the calculations yourself, okay? So 25 times 18. And I know we're not gonna do since we're not on the board, I'm gonna take on my calculator.
450, sir.
Yeah, right now we're gonna just showing you, so all devices have that. Once it's Microsoft, it has that calculator, all right, so that you can access it at your whim. And once you have it, then you can use it to calculate your work. But I don't know why this isn't working. What happened? Just a second, guys. All right, good. Yeah, as I said, so 25 times 18, just showing you that you have all of this within your own device. So that's, wow, 25, 18. No, sorry. Is that, no, that can't be right. $25 times, why is this thing? Something's wrong with my computer. 25 times 18. 450, as she said. So 450 plus 0. The next one, so 25 times 37, goodness. So 925 plus 0. And these are big numbers here. Then the next one is 9 times 18, but just that it's negative. So it's gonna be negative 160. Is it 162? Yes, 162. plus 40, positive 40. And then here, negative 9 times 37. I don't know why is this thing is lagging. And that's negative 333. Wow. Sounds like Bolido. Negative 333 plus 4. Because 1 times 4 is 4. So now my final addition should be relatively simple. And that will give me my result. Again, don't worry, I will be putting this as a PDF and I will be uploading this to the section we already have there. So this will be 450, 925, 40 minus 162, that's going to be negative 122. And then negative 333 plus 4, that's going to be negative 329, I believe. And that is our first answer.